Welcome back, everyone, to an exciting episode of Kicking It with Gab and Chooch.
I am Gab,
And I'm Chooch.
and we are finally back after a missed week last week. Well, not a missed week, but a missed episode. We'll review those ones quickly. We'll get into our awards for this week, but let's start with the last week or the weekday games. We had a quick 5-0. Arsenal beat Chelsea. We had Wolves lose to Bournemouth 1-0. Palace surprisingly beat Newcastle 2-0. They've been playing good. Everton got the huge shocker, which everybody's been talking about, 2-0 to Liverpool. It's been continuing Liverpool's slip for the title race. You got United and Sheffield had a really good game that ended in 4-2. And then you had Brighton and Man City. Man City absolutely obliterated them. But that was a pretty solid week. Shocking results. Good week for Arsenal and Manchester City. Yeah, really good for Everton as well. Forest didn't play during the week, but they kind of separate themselves at the bottom of the table. But let's get into our awards for this week. We have our banger of the week. Who do you got, Chooch?
Conor Gallagher, weak foot, outside the box, curler, top beans to equalize the game, mate.
That's biased. It was a good goal. It wasn't a banger.
All right, then fine.
Had no velocity.
Jeffrey Schlupp.
Yeah,
Is that the
Jeffrey
answer one? Is
Schlupp,
that the answer
Crystal
one?
Palace. That one was a belter. Conor Gallagher had an okay goal. Pretty finesse. Just a beauty, but was not an absolute belter like Jeff Schlupp's. Just a really good goal, and Palace have been playing really well. Starboy of the week. Thought it could have been a few. I decided to go with Morgan Rogers just because he hit the Cole Palmer celebration, and he's 21 years old playing in this Villa side. Not too often, but he's been playing lately. He's been playing well as well. He's my Starboy of the week. And who do you got?
Matt Duarte had a really good game. The first half was super disappointing, but the second half absolutely turned it on. We played like an insanely different team. He was basically like how we see Cole Palmer on the right, but just him. He fit in, got a goal. He lacks, of course, in dropping back, defend, but he was super insane. Everything was going through him at the second half, and we got robbed of a win, but that's for later discussions.
Yes, a good shouts there for sure. Let's have a look into those games. We will start off with Saturday's games. We'll start with the West Ham and Liverpool. Another continuous game for Liverpool where they drop points. They finished that game 2-2, and West Ham. I mean, they haven't been playing insanely well. They've kind of been letting themselves down, but that's kind of a big result for the top of the table and for themselves as well. West Ham, who are in the race for the 6th spot. Liverpool have now dropped 5 points behind Arsenal at the top, and 4 points of City, who have a game in hand. So if City do get the next win, then it'll be a 5-point and 7-point difference, which in 4 games, I mean, it could happen, but realistically, it looks like Liverpool are the first team that are very, very close to bowing out of the race. And same, we'll get into that one. We had the next one, which was going back to the West Ham Liverpool one.
Bunch of debate, bunch of speculation. Klopp and Salah. Something's going on. Trouble in paradise.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, we've there was talks in the beginning of the season when Salah was getting subbed off early regularly, and he would. There was one instance where he like was pulling off his tape off of his hand and then was throwing it, and then when he came off the bench, he was just like yelling. It seemed like towards Klopp in the coaching staff's direction, and then that was the first talks, and then there were the Saudi rumors. He's
Saudi
getting sold, blah blah blah. Decided to stay, and now we're back at it again. Salah
square
doesn't get
one.
to start. They're having a lackluster game. I think he gets subbed on in like the 70th minute or so. And then that instance happens. He tries to walk around the referee. Klopp's trying to high five him. He barely gives him a little high five and then moves on. But yeah, definitely some not so good feeling there between him and the manager. And then after the game, he said that there would be fire if he spoke, and that was pretty crazy. But yeah, definitely. I mean, to me, there's always going to be that tension, especially when you're in the midst of a title race in
It
Klopp's
feels
farewell season,
it's just
you know,
crumbling.
and you're crumbling. Yeah,
Yeah,
the whole team's crumbling. I mean, you get the first. A team could crumble, and as long as they get the results, it won't matter. But they're not getting the results. Now they're crumbling, internally. Just a really bad look and unfortunate for them, but it looks like they will not be raising the trophy at the end of the season. But we will see. Going to the next game, we had a huge game for the relegation. Wolves versus Luton. Wolves get the win 2-1 as Luton have failed to gain points in their last couple of
last
matches.
yeah, got it
But
draw.
I felt this was a winnable game for them.
Yeah, and they did not take their chances. Um, it sucks to see that they very well might just go down. And we've been praising them all season. That they just because the circumstances that they're facing. Small stadium. Not very much spending. Uh, and just the fans and the players kind of won a lot of people over, and it's one of those teams that you just hate to see go down.
Yeah, there are still some big games coming up, but someone Burnley still have the opportunity to come out of it with as close as it's gotten. It is a 2 point gap there. So I mean there's still opportunity for Luton um, to make a push. Forest are only a point above them, and then Burnley are only a point behind them. And then there's a little gap there to Brentford sitting at 35 points. So that seems a bit unrealistic unless Brentford or Everton are to drop every single one of their last games. But even then, it could fall either way. But there's some pretty big games going on. Um, the next one was a middle of the table battle between Fulham and Palace, two teams that could be insanely hot at any given moment. Kind of drew at a stalemate, 1-1.
Yeah,
But I thought Fulham's goal was really, really, really insane in terms of just ball movement back and forth across the field, and then they get the cross right to Muniz, and then or Munoz, and then he gets a header goal. Um, but yeah, I mean they've been playing really well. They can. Palace have also been playing really well ever since the management change. It looks like it's taking a little bit of time to kick in, but right now, I mean, they're playing really, really good. They
yeah,
got the results
certainly.
last week versus Newcastle, week before, and they got a draw here. I mean, they're pretty safe. I'm
It
pretty
should
sure they're
be.
almost mathematically qualified for the next round. Well, to stay in the Premier League. And then going down to the next game, We had the official relegation of Sheffield with
Sheffield
a
officially.
5-1 loss. Yeah, they are officially relegated. Leicester are officially promoted from the championship. We'll have a look at their table here in a bit, actually.
It's gonna be good to see Leicester back in it. Definitely deserve it. They went down unfortunately last year, but it's the name of the game sometimes. Sometimes you're too good to go down. We say it all the time.
Yeah, so let's get the table. Yeah, so with that, we will at least see Leicester go through to the next round. The next guaranteed promotion is insanely tight. We have Leeds and Ipswich both at
Yeah.
90 points, only separated by goal differential. I believe, have, let's see, how many games? I think they have 3 games left. Let's see. I don't know, 1 game left. So Ipswich will play tomorrow, actually, and then Leeds will play on Saturday. So really big games for both of the teams. I mean, the pressure to me is really on Leeds, just because
Yeah.
you always want to play first. And Ipswich playing almost 6 days. Actually, they played twice, so they have a game in hand. So Ipswich do have the game in hand. They'll play twice, so they could potentially secure the promotion. And then you're looking at Leeds, Ipswich, Southampton, Norwich, and West Brom, all the potential to go up. Hull City aren't far behind too, only 2 points behind that race for 6th place. So there are some good teams we could see back. We could see Southampton, continuous Premier League club, always dropping and coming up. Leeds always dropping, coming up. Leicester, and then would be interesting to see one of these other clubs like a West Brom or
Ipswich.
Ipswich or
Yep.
Norwich, be able to make a good run in the playoff for it. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with there. Burnley are still mathematically in it. They're 1 game out of relegation. Going to the next one, which is their game. Manchester United, they draw 1-1 with Burnley in what was a lackluster game from United. Definitely Ten Hag job is in the most question as it has ever been. Don't think there's any. I think he's one either insanely bad loss away,
Mm-hmm.
or like a final loss, like they lose the FA Cup final, and that's it for them. Either a big loss or just a really bad loss. I feel like
Yeah.
they're away from him getting sacked this summer. I think they'll keep him to the end of the season, but I think it's looking bad, and they're not playing well. The players don't seem to be behind them. It is it's better to see Anthony. Anthony's been playing better.
Definitely playing a little
Um,
bit better. Picked it up a little bit
he's
the past couple of games.
Yeah, you can see some passion from him. Like he's ready to, play for a meaningful spot. But it just looks like everyone else, like Bruno's blaming everyone, Casemiro blames everyone. It's not necessarily blaming them in public as much as like their body language on the field, their hand gestures on the field. It's just the team's not together. And yeah, and they only scored 1 with Anthony, and he hadn't scored in over a year since then. So that just goes to show how down bad they are. Can't get a goal from anywhere. And Burnley give themselves a real shot. And let's go. Next one was Everton versus Brentford. Kind of not necessarily a bigger one, but I mean it secured Everton. Not secured, but
But
gave
very
Everton the
comfortable.
better cushion. Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely comfortable now, especially after all the point deductions and whatnot, the adversity they faced. You're happy to be in that place now. You're
Yeah, definitely. Everton have never been relegated, but they do have a big game coming up, as well as Brentford has a big game coming up as well. So Brentford still not mathematically safe, but they do have about 3 matches on Forest and 4 on Luton. I'd say Burnley and Luton's real only shot would be that 17th position. But there is a chance that, Forest could find a way. um, Going to the next one, we had Villa Chelsea, which was game of the week potential, and it held up in some sense. I would say Villa did play, the first half quite well. That they go up 2-0. Second half, Chelsea get the goals, and they get the game-winning goal in the last stoppage minutes, just for
Until
it to be called back.
controversy.
I mean, it was like, I mean, he shoved him right in the back, but at the same time, it's not like he really shoved him. It's not like a delinquent act of him trying to hurt someone. Like, he's trying to play the ball. It wasn't enough move. Maybe if the defender sold it a bit more, then I would have thought it was a foul.
Disgusting.
But looking at it, I didn't think it was a foul.
It was
I didn't think it was
disgusting.
a foul.
Completely spoiled it. That would have freaking saved Pochettino's job.
His job is safe. I think
It's
his job is safe.
well,
But
like I said, we definitely played a lot better that second half. Really turned it on. We played like a whole different team, just the whole style of play. It looked a little bit weird without Enzo in the midfield, um, especially since he'll be out for the rest of the season. His hernia surgery. Um, yeah, but Caicedo, been saying it. He's been playing insane game after game. Really looking like a good player, even though he's still the price tag. Everyone talks about the price tag,
yeah,
but he's still playing insane. Top performances. Shout out to Caicedo.
yeah, definitely. I don't know. Like I've been saying, I mean, the team has the talent. It's just the experience, the injuries. To me, what I think more affects the team than anything is the injuries, because it's not necessarily like okay, like Enzo and Caicedo and all of them are bad or have they've been playing bad sometimes. But the thing is, when you have so many injuries, those guys are guaranteed position. Like when you have such quality as Chelsea have, and their bench with Chukwuemeka has been so good lately. Ugo Cheka could have played. Lavia could have played. If they were healthy. Even like a Wesley Fofana could have played. If he was healthy. Colwell could play, but I mean, if you think about it, the depth that they have with all those guys can play multiple positions. Chukwuemeka could play striker, midfield, cam, CDM, winger. Colwell could play center back, left back, right back. It's just the competition builds. The
Yeah,
competition builds the level of quality. If this guy doesn't play well, okay, you take him out, you insert another player, just like we see like in the best teams, the Man Cities, the Liverpools, the Arsenals. Ben White's not having a good run. Tomiyasu comes in. Tomiyasu plays well. Freaking Trent Alexander-Arnold's injured. Connor Bradley comes in. Just out. It just there's talent there to back you up when you're not in the best of form. And Chelsea, they haven't had the luxury of it. Same with Manchester United. I think they have the talent. It's just the injuries. It's been so crucial that for them against big time players. We even see it though in Chelsea, where they've gone toe to toe with Manchester City. They gone toe to toe with Aston Villa. They got demolished by Arsenal, but they played them better earlier in the season. It's just coming. We see it. It's
there.
just
Just
It needs
It's just a
it
reach
needs
away.
consistency. Yeah, it needs consistency, and I think that's formed in practice with competition just because it demands it. The form would be demanding. You have to play good to be in the team every week. You have
Yeah,
to, there's no guarantees. If I were truly to say there's one guarantee in the Chelsea team or two guarantees in the Chelsea team, it would be Cole Palmer and Malo Gusto. Like, those are the only two guys for the team that I've on, and even Conor Gallagher. But at times, there's been a couple of rough stretches, but still, like, it's just those are really the only guys that I felt that were so consistent all season for them to be able to have a guaranteed spot in the team. Everyone else just up down, too many up
yeah.
downs. Even Enzo, even Caicedo had him. Like I said, even Conor Gallagher had him. But still, once you have depth, you don't have to worry about that. And just like when Colwell got injured, Cucurella came in, played insane for a couple of games, and then
And
yeah,
Chilwell came in, and so forth and so forth. You
yeah,
know, that's what you want. Competition, healthy competition, so everyone gets better, the team gets better, and that's what I'm hoping for. If everyone's healthy, that's what you hope for, especially for your
yeah,
team that's been struggling.
yeah, yeah. Chalaba just came back. He's been playing well,
Chalaba
I
came
thought.
back and he looks like he deserves a start like every game.
Yeah. Looking into our Sunday games, we had Bournemouth versus Brighton, and what I thought was a little bit of a shocker, 3-0 Bournemouth. Brighton did get demolished last week, but it was by Man City, so no one really blames them there. But yeah, this 3-0 result to Bournemouth, kind of a bit of a shocker. I think both of us had, Brighton up there in at least the top 10. I think we maybe said at worst 7 or 8. I think I had them in my top 5. I think I
Yeah,
had Tottenham not playing very well this season.
yeah, but if you were to see the team that Brian put out, you would understand. Uh, Super young team, super young.
Yeah,
I think the oldest one was probably just Lewis Dunk. You had that 19-year-old striker, that winger that's 19. Billy Gilmore's still young. Um, João Pedro's still young.
yeah,
It's a very young team, and obviously they have a lot of injuries. And they still have some senior players coming in. You got Welbeck, you got Veltman. Lallana didn't play, but you have him. Ansu Fati's not playing. The team's like all over the place at the moment. It's starting
yeah,
to. The injuries are concerning, of course. The Argentinian kid they got in the summer, he played. Still looks rough adapting to the Premier League.
yeah. No, I thought, yeah, it's just, yeah, definitely just a bit of a shocker. I mean, Bournemouth, always good, always tough when they're tough, and not so good when they're not so good. Next game we had was another potential game of the week, which did also semi hold up, just like the Chelsea game. Uh, you know, big first half from Arsenal. Tottenham come back late, get 2 goals, but just too little, too late. The penalty they got, I believe, was in the 87th minute, and the giveaway goal was like in the 75th minute. So just kind of too little on that second goal, but they definitely pushed for it. But unfortunately, it's looking pretty horrible for them. They are 7 points behind the Champions League spot. Aston Villa don't look to be. I mean, they played. I mean, they played well against Chelsea. And then Aston Villa's last fixtures are Brighton, Liverpool, Palace. So, I mean, those are tough. Or Brighton's not really tough, but Liverpool and Palace, I'd say, are definitely tough for them just because Palace have been playing well and Liverpool are still Liverpool at the end of the day.
But
Versus Tottenham, they got some heavy hitters. They got Chelsea, Liverpool, Burnley, City, Sheffield. So looking real tough at the moment, but you never know. They got a game in hand, still more time to go. Or two, I'm sorry, they got 2 games in hand, so still would be a point behind. But at some point we'll see. I keep seeing that Tottenham will have to play Manchester City and either beat them and give Arsenal the Premier League title, or lose to them and
Yep.
lose the Champions League. And everybody's like, if you're a freaking Tottenham fan, you don't want us to beat Manchester City. Or it was like, if you're a Tottenham fan and you want us to beat Manchester City, you're not a real fan. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
Jesus.
dude, watch. I would
Much.
rather City win the 4P and call us the Farmers League than to see Arsenal lift up that trophy, buddy. I am not
Yeah,
here
but
for it.
yeah, but if it were to cost your team Champions League football,
Yes, absolutely, buddy. I will
that's
hate
pretty
watch from the
crazy.
couch. I will hate watch from the couch,
That's pretty crazy.
buddy. It runs deep.
I know. I'm just saying that's for it's Champions League football, though. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, going to the next one. We had Force versus City. Easy 2-0 win for City. Holland didn't play until late in the game. Everybody on Twitter was trolling because
Chris Wood.
lifelong City fan Chris Wood missed like 3 absolute empty net goals.
He he freaking wants City to come back, buddy.
Yes, he
That
did.
is absolutely insane. Fucking find him.
I saw
Get
I
him out
saw
of
like a
here.
meme account on Twitter posted a fake statement that Nottingham Forest are investigating Chris
Yeah,
Wood for selling.
he
Um,
did
but yeah,
so.
I mean, City have been getting some good rests for some players. Foden didn't even get in the squad. He's been dealing with some leg injury as of late. Ruben Diaz hasn't played since the Champions League game. Neither is John Stones. Or you know what? Ruben Diaz did play, and then he also replaced John Stones the game after the Champions League. But or that was the FA Cup final, or not FA Cup final, FA Cup semifinal. And then Gore Vidal's been playing quite well. He's been shining, and Forest haven't found any points, but their next game is huge. Forest will play Sheffield. It's going to be an absolute huge one for them. Sheffield have a chance to drag Forest down with them. And then, we'll see. We'll see about next week's games later in the end of the week, but still another big one I'm seeing is Everton Luton coming up next week as well. So those will be huge. Burnley also will have a chance against Newcastle, but I don't know about that one. And we have one weekday game that will be
One
going
week
on before our
Thursday.
next episode comes out. That'll be a big one. Chelsea versus
London
Tottenham,
Derby.
a London derby at the Bridge at 11:30 our time. That'll be a good one for sure. And
Hoping for a win.
yeah, we'll
Begging.
see what happens there. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna think.
2-1
I
win.
don't know. I'm thinking a draw. I am thinking like a 2-2 draw. I don't think Chelsea are playing the best, but I also don't think Tottenham are playing the best. But obviously Tottenham, they've shown their quality quite a bit more this season. So I'm liking them, but I'm still not quite sure what will be happening. Yeah, we'll see there. But moving on to the next one, we'll get into our Champions League, which starts tomorrow. By the time this drops, we will just be hours away.
Calm before the storm.
Yes. So go into Champions League tomorrow. First game, we have Bayern I'm sorry, Madrid at Bayern, and that's the first leg starting at noon for us tomorrow. And then the next match will be next week. But still, really big game at Bayern. I feel like they scripted it quite easily. You can see that PSG and Madrid both have second leg home games. What is the deal with that? That's the first thing I thought of. There's two scripts in this one. There's two scripts I feel that work really well. You can either have the German club final, the Der Klassiker or whatever it's called, or you can have the Mbappe versus Madrid in a potential match for Kylian
Winner
Mbappe.
keeps Mbappe.
Yeah, winner gets Mbappe. Obviously that's the one. Even as much as I hate it, like that's the one that would be
That
crazy.
everybody
Either
wants.
way.
I feel like
Yeah.
everybody wants that one, and I wouldn't be mad at it
Yeah, I wouldn't be
as
mad,
long
but
as it's a good game.
as long as
Yeah,
Madrid doesn't win. That's how I feel
I'm
about it.
I,
But
I'm rooting for Mbappe to just win, just get over that slump and finally win a Champions League. Storybook ending.
but you have a script on the other side with a Bayern awful season in the league for them. It's been 11 straight seasons for them that they've won it, and this season breaks it with Leverkusen's invincible run to this point. Um, last 2 weeks Leverkusen have equalized in the last seconds. It's just
Just surviving.
they've mathematically won it. Matches in with a few matches remaining. But yeah, Harry Kane left.
Arguably, arguably one of the best strikers to ever play in Europe,
Yeah,
but have not won a single
yeah.
title.
Not
Doesn't
even
have
a Community Shield.
doesn't he has nothing to
Nothing.
back that up. And this move was supposed to be his easy way out.
Yes.
Loses that streak in Germany. Now he's in the semifinals playing against the Real Madrid, who is one of the teams that we thought was going to get for him in the summer. Didn't pan out. Ended up at Bayern. So this could be kind of like that revenge game,
This is a legacy game for
legacy
for
game for
Harry
Harry
Kane.
Kane. Especially we're fans of the Premier League. All the Premier League legends were super giving him shit for this move. Like, oh, you took the easy way out. You took the easy way out. Like, you should have stayed at Tottenham. And now
Yeah.
it's not looking so easy.
Yeah. I think if he wins the Champions League, he shuts everybody up. They're still going to say all that for one trophy, no matter what. But you won the Champions League,
Yeah, you want to change
which
it.
not even some best of the best players have ever won.
Zlatan, no
I think,
Champions League.
yeah, I think he has the chance to do it. I think if they get over the hump in Real Madrid, they're the favorites, no matter who they play next round in the
And
final.
then because the rematch of Bayern PSG final not that long ago.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and then going into the Wednesday game, we have Dortmund at home to PSG. I feel like Dortmund haven't had the best league run either, but when it comes to Champions League, they've been dominating all season. They dominated the group of death, the so-called group of death. They
This is
absolutely whooped PSG in the first
rematch, yeah,
match.
rematch of the death.
Yeah, and to be fair, PSG got absolutely dominated by Barcelona. The only reason they stopped getting dominated was the red card that gifted them this semifinal appearance. But it's not like PSG have it in the bag. I say this is definitely the one that I would say is the most even. Mbappe has been silent since the group stage. Yeah, it's just it's gonna come down obviously to the entire team. I think Sancho's been playing well. He did score a goal in their loss this week in the league. Uh, but when it comes to Champions League, you'll have Marco Reus been there, done that. Hasn't ever won it, but would be insane. And that's also a script there. Marco Reus's final match could be the Champions League final, and he could win it. against the insane Madrid team, or shoot, even a Classico from Germany. Either way, it would be huge. I feel like if it comes down to Marco Reus or Harry Kane, that for me that would be the toughest thing. You're gonna end it. Someone would end in heartbreak. That would be the worst way to go out. I hope it's
Only.
either. I hope at least one of them make it. I hope at least either Bayern make it or Dortmund make it. Just because I want to see someone who's never done it. I want to see Marco Reus either be able to finally in his final game lift that trophy, or Harry Kane do it. Harry Kane won't retire, but still, at least
Yeah.
it'll be worth it for him, and as a fan to see. I mean, we saw him break the goal. I saw him break the goal scoring record live on TV. Or it wasn't even, yeah, and that was quite. I mean, that was crazy. But just to see him be able to lift a trophy, I mean, it'd be like, one of your longtime heroes that's never won a ring or never won anything. Finally seeing him lift it would be insane.
It would be absolutely mental. Tough. It's tough to pick a favorite. Gotta go anyway. Honestly,
Yeah, I think it's obvious Madrid are favorites to win it all. I'd say they probably will win it all. But in the final, anything can happen. In the final,
yeah,
anything can happen. But
because
I
it's only
think
one game.
Bayern have to turn up.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what Bayern side we get. Let's see what Tuchel cooks.
He ain't
'Cause,
cooking nothing. It's gonna
I
take
don't
something special. But it would be right if Leroy Sané takes out Madrid for City. That's all I know. It would only be right. Our original star boy. Yeah, that would be quite special. I'm going Bayern. I'm going Dortmund. As long as one of them make it through to the next, I will be happy. And those are who I'm rooting for. I do think Madrid may take it in the second leg, even if Bayern go up in this one. And then I think Dortmund PSG will just be the spectacular series for sure. Then we'll know the results by this time, or by Tuesday or by Wednesday next week. We'll know the final results of who's going through to the final. That will be at Wembley, June 1st. Man, we
what.
should go.
I wish, buddy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. It's
But
in Munich next season.
Bayern Munchen?
Yeah, it's not even at the Allianz Arena. It's at Fußball Arena, München, Munich.
Ah, yes.
But this season at Wembley, man, it
If
would have been
Harry
crazy
Kane
if
could
the
do
English
it,
club made it.
if Harry Kane could do it at Wembley,
Yeah, honestly, if Harry Kane could get there, he'll do it, I think. At
shit.
Wembley, you travel all this way to Germany just to win it back at home. That would be
Yeah,
crazy.
storybook. It's written in the stars, buddy.
Storybook Emmy. They're saying haters couldn't write a story as bad as what's going on for him right now, but man, imagine if it ends with the Champions League trophy.
It would be all worth
We will.
it.
Yeah. Going back, let's have a quick look. Just because we got to review the table of the Premier League, let's have a quick look. I'm going to share screen here. Let's go. Boom. All right, so we got Arsenal sitting up top right now with the game over Man City. Man City have that game in hand at 34. If you look at the goal differential, it is 7 goal difference, which is kind of huge considering the next few opponents they'll be playing. But, never know. Could happen, could come down to it. But City do have the game in hand. So Liverpool just ever so bowing out of the race almost. Villa and Tottenham, those are huge results right there. for the next upcoming game. 7 point difference. This is Champions League football. This is Europa League
Blom,
football.
blom.
They're allegedly saying the sixth spot is, could go to Champions League as well. I don't know how that makes sense, but I mean, whatever. I don't really know how it makes sense, but whatever. Looking down, officially relegated Sheffield. They should have this team in red. It doesn't even say they're officially relegated. But either way, we'll go down Burnley, just 2 points behind Forest, 1 point behind Luton. And so that's huge right there. That could flip flop down to the last day. We'll see. Let's actually have a look at see who their final matches are against. Oh, final match day is Forest Burnley.
Buddy.
That is insane.
It's written in the stars.
The next 2 games for Burnley are not great. You got Newcastle and Tottenham. But let's see Forest's next 2 games. Winnable game versus Sheffield, tough game against Chelsea, and then to cap it all off. This could be insane last match day for relegation.
Yeah.
I will be there for the we are going up, or we are going down, or we are staying up. I won't know though, because I'll be watching the title race. Luton. Let's go. Luton's final games are.
Yeah, and it's even crazier because the last match day, all the games at the exact same time.
Yeah.
So you gotta be fucking looking to every
you don't
possible
know.
angle.
Yeah. So let's see. Luton play Everton, West Ham, and Fulham. I think 2 of those are winnable. Everton and Fulham would be winnable. You never know. You could catch West Ham on an off day. So a win out there would be the best scenario for them. But I do think it's quite in the stars for Burnley. Either Burnley or Forest, it's quite in the stars for them to make it happen. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Burnley. But that final match day being against Forest is huge. Brentford don't have any too big. They should be able to win 2 or 3 of those games. Everton should be able to win at least 2 of those games, the next 2 games. Play Arsenal in the last match day. Yeah, really going to be really tough. We'll see. At the top of the season, or top of the table, you got Bournemouth, United, Everton. So just a really, really big game for Arsenal against United at United. City. A couple more big games. They got Tottenham. Last match day is West Ham. We already know City Ham. City Ham.
Don't be
We will be
surprised.
there. We already know they guaranteed it for us already. It's a lock.
It's a rating.
Final match day. But this is the toughest game away. Tottenham. Those are dangerous. Hey, but our last match day is at home. It's all we could have wished for. Can never ever give Wolves a chance. They beat us before this season. Fulham can never give them a chance. Let's have a look at Liverpool real quick.
Done for.
Liverpool by far. I mean, I'd say
Have a
2
tough,
really
yeah.
big teams. And can't ever give Wolves anything. So big games. I will be off that weekend for the final match day. It'll be huge. It's gonna be insane. Starts at 8:00. I will be there. Let's see. Yeah, 8:00 is all start times. So yeah, I'll be there. Oh man, I am so excited.
We are just weeks away.
Yes,
Buddy.
mere weeks away. Mere weeks away. 4 more matches. I'm not ready though for the end of the season, but we do have Euros coming up not too long from now. Let's see, Euros 2024. So June 14th is the first match day of the Euros, as the season will end on May 19th. So a little bit less than a month afterwards. We'll have all the international teams will be, or all the international players will be traveling back to their teams, all the European, um, and we'll start group stage. Yeah, June 14th, June 15th, which are, let's see what days those are. See, June 14th is a Friday. You got one game there. That's going to be Scotland, Germany. And then everything else will be that Saturday, just about. And Sunday. England will play on the Saturday against Serbia. We'll go. The final is July 14th, so just a month after.
Let's
Let's
see.
see.
The final is July what?
July 14th. And that will be.
Damn. On the 24th of July, I will be watching Chelsea Wrexham.
That's crazy. Let's see. So I know it's going to be in Germany, but where is it at? Oh, it's going to be in Berlin, at Hertha Berlin. The Champions League, or I'm sorry, not the Champions League, the Euro League, or the Euro final will be in Berlin. The biggest venue at 2024. Yeah, it's their biggest match since the 2015 Champions League final. And then the 2006 World Cup final. Those are the two biggest ones they've had. But yeah, man, that would be quite something. We'll see what happens. But I'm going England all the way to the ends. To the ends of it.
I don't know. Could be England, could be France, could be Spain.
I don't think Spain will win it. I don't think Spain got it in them. I think realistically, if the team's going to win or get close to winning, my probably dark horse is always Croatia. Croatia just find a way to win. England, it's my favorite. France, another favorite. I don't even know. I mean, one of these other teams, like Portugal, they're in their own group. Belgium are in their own group, so those are two danger ones. But I really like Netherlands too. They're a dark horse, I'd say. But always Croatia. I mean, you got to beat Croatia. Group of death: Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania. Not necessarily, but still as close as it gets. Yeah. Just I'm England all the way. It will be coming home, hopefully. They have a not the worst group, but not the best group. But we'll see. We got all the kits already. Can't wait to get my England one. May 7th, May something. I don't know, whenever that first paycheck hits. May
3rd.
I will get it. When's the first paycheck, Taylor? It's 2 weeks after you start? Yeah, maybe 2 weeks after May 17th. That Euro 2024 Phil Foden kit. Yeah, I will be there for it. But that's all we got for this episode. Yeah. Really good episode. We will have Mike Strain, our guest, next episode on Thursday. He will be joining. Yeah, talk some Champions League football, some Premier League football. Some championship. We'll know by next week or by the next episode. Or no, we will. Yeah, no, we'll know by next week who's coming up officially, top 2 spots, and then we'll know the playoff spots for for the final spot that's coming up. But yeah, that's all we got this week. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Sure.
And we will be back on
Thursday.
Thursday night, Friday morning release. And that's it.
Yeah, you've been kicking it with Gavin Cheeks. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.